Kum shibanta ban pan pau ya ka jing ngolam bat ka jingat li hapadeng ki parau nong prei ha ki jaka sumar bat ki doktor bat ban pan pau ya ka jing persha halor ka jing jasha le bi ijat bat nyap dusman jong ka we ka doktor ha Kolkata ka Bethany Hospital Shillong ha ka jan met khat ri trik nailar kala pun long ya ka jing thang mombati kani ka jing thang mombati kalong ban nyam persha ya ka ni ka jing sha thombor jong ka ni ka doktor Layu ajingkran na i Medical Superintendent Dr. Rebecca L.I. Kharsai Thiang i balapan pawi ka jings ngosi ka bakthang. Kalaong baka ni ka doktor kaladon hakalenti banlong ka specialist ban sumari kinongpang Henry Ladakat no iya ka jing imjongka. Kani ka jing thang mombati kalong ban pen i sya ka porthe iya ka jing yatli ban pen kina kubgi doktor ni kikinthe kimde ban im ha ka jing siir. Syu ka Bethany Hospital kalapun benaru ban khang ye kijing syakri lingba ki outpatient department OPD hakaling gijaka Shillong nongpo sning bat bernihan hakakat nyau trik unailar kum kadak ban penpau ka jingatli bat ki para doktor ban penpau persya halor ka jingjia sya le bi ijan bat penyap dosman jong ka we ka doktor ha Kolkata Kani karai kalong ban snok tilang bat ka jinga ki habaro ka we kari kabala khot dak Indian Medical Association ban yeng ringkat lang na ka benta ka jingsngan bat ka jing buram ye ki doktor
Stand here today to express our condolences, but we also unite in solidarity with our friends in the medical fraternity all over this country who have stood up in protest against this heinous crime against a medical personnel, as well as on behalf of all medical service providers who have suffered acts of violence during the course of discharging their duty in the service of humanity. Our conscience does not permit us to stay silent in the face of such a barbaric and inhuman act, and we want to show our support to all such victims of violence. We want to raise our voices to demand swift justice for the victim, as well as demand for the right to practice our profession in a safe environment without fear.
Watching the news over the past few days has been absolutely heart-wrenching. As a doctor, I vividly am reminded of my days as a postgraduate student in Pune. Back then, an emergency duty meant being on call for 48 hours or more, staying alert, ready to save lives at any moment. I recall the night we worked until the break of dawn. We would be exhausted, our minds numb, walking and working like lifeless zombies. Yet rest was a rare luxury, especially in a government hospital. It felt like just when one case was over, you were called for the next. At the time when it was almost like there was at times it felt like almost there was a population of nocturnal patients that came just only when the sun would set and manpower resources limited. Even a few minutes without being called felt like a precious escape. Countless times I rested alone in a room, sitting on a chair, with my head on the table in a deserted hallway, confident that I was safe within the walls of the hospital, a sanctuary for the sick, a place of healing and good deeds. Moreover, security guards were all around. The need to fear never crossed my mind. Why would anyone harm me in such a place? I strongly believe in karma, that doing good for others brings good in return. And I think many of us do too. So what harm could befall unto me when I am in the walls of a hospital? I imagine that's what the young doctor thought as she laid her head down to rest in the seminar room. The idea that something so horrific could happen to her likely never entered her mind. And yet she became the victim of the most gruesome act while she was there, ready to serve that is the fiercest battle, a grueling test of endurance and determination. Once the seat is won, you emerge stronger, knowing that no challenge can break you. She was on the path of becoming a chest medicine doctor, giving life to those whom each breath had become a struggle. The life she could have saved, the countless futures she could have touched, are now only a painful reminder of what was stolen from her. The bright and limitless future she had worked so hard to achieve was taken away just as it was beginning to unfold. In this country, why must a female was coming? We said never again would another empire happen. And yet here we are, standing in solidarity, holding a candle vigil for another on the world she'll face. As a fierce feminist, how do I tell her there are certain things her brother can do which she can't because she is a girl? I believe many of you with daughters, nieces or granddaughters share this crippling worry. I've often pictured them in white coats. I've often pictured them in white coats. I'm a little biased, but today I'm terrified of the thought of them being unprotected. Will they as girls ever be able to explore a world independently and explore their absolute potential without fear? Will they ever be completely free and fearless even when the sun sets and the moon shines? And will the constant fear of danger, especially from humans themselves, hold them back? As I read the comments on social media and observed the responses from different political parties, I am filled with deep sorrow and disappointment. How can such an atrocity be used as a pawn in a partisan game? This is not a time for blaming, but rather a time for reformation of a system that puts our women in an inferior stool. This evening, our candlelight vigil signifies unity as we stand in solidarity with our fellow doctors and the families of the victim of the atrocity at RG Kar Medical College. We also stand with every woman, every female who has suffered from gender-based abuse. Our action echoes enough is enough. We want a country in which our females, our daughters are safe. Someone commented that while there are many protesters today, over time the numbers will dwindle and soon this will become just another sad memory. We cannot let that happen. This message must continue and resonate until we are heard. As thousands reclaim the night in Kolkata while the Independence Day bell tolled, I say, let us reclaim not just the night, but the day too. Let us reclaim every second of every minute of every hour for our daughters, our sisters, nieces and granddaughters. And let us not stop until this demand becomes a reality. Thank you.